Welcome to Sir Win's Accounting Lectures. Today, magkakaroon tayo ng pen and paper video problem solving patungkol sa adjusting entries, doubtful accounts. Actually, nasa description ng video lecture na ito yung mismong problem under discussion. Kaya kung gusto mong sagutan ng solo at balikan ang lecture na ito kapag tapos ka na, mas mabuti. Kasi ang accounting ay natututunan not by mere listening but actually by you doing the problem solving. Pero kung may sagot ka na nga, simulan na natin. So again, adjusting entries, doubtful accounts. So nandito yung ating problem. For the year ended December 31, 2021, Mara Enterprise reported accounts receivable of 6 million and allowance for doubtful accounts of 300,000 at the beginning of the year. Service revenues totaled 14 million. So this is the requirement. Journal entries for doubtful accounts na actually dagdagan pa natin. We also compute for the net realizable value. Okay, so this is the first assumption. So assuming that 4.5% of total service revenue is used in estimating doubtful accounts expense. So actually, kung naalala niyo yung ating theoretical discussion, may tatlong paraan paano kinikwenta yung bad debts at nandito po yung isa. Yung percentage of revenue, which is an income statement approach. In a sense na, you just have to multiply the certain percentage with the service revenue and whatever is the answer will be the doubtful accounts expense. So, gawin na po natin. Okay? So, una, kunin natin yung total service revenue. Okay? Ayan, by the way, ito yung number 1. Ang sabi dito, that is 14 million. Okay? And then we have to multiply with the rate. Okay? The rate is 4.5%. Whatever is the answer, that would be the doubtful accounts expense. Okay? Gawin na natin. So, kailangan natin ng calculator. So, the answer would be 14 million. Okay, tama ba? 14 million multiplied by 4.5%. So, that would be 630,000. Okay, and again, whatever is the answer will be the expense. At yun yung ilalagay natin sa ating adjusting entries. So, therefore, gawin din natin yung adjusting entry. Lagyan po natin ng year 2021. December 31. So may format na rin siya. You are going to debit the expense, the doubtful accounts expense, okay, which is 630,000, and you are going to credit the allowance for doubtful accounts. So formatted na po ang ating adjusting entries. Okay, that is 630,000. Explanation, okay? Doubtful accounts at year-end. Ayan. So, tapos na yung requirement, yung journal entry. Now, dugso nga natin, we have to compute for the NRV. Paano nga siya ginagawa? Okay? The NRV, we get the balance of accounts receivable. Okay? In this particular problem, ang sabi dito, okay, that is 6 million. So, lagyan natin dito, 6 million. At minamainusan siya, okay, nung allowance for doubtful accounts. Allowance for doubtful accounts. Ang tanong, magkano siya? Okay? Nung simula ang sabi dito, there is an allowance of 300,000. Okay, lagyan natin ng computation dito. Okay? At pagkatapos, doon sa ating journal entry, okay, di ba nagkaroon tayo ng credit sa allowance amounting to 630,000? Increase yun sa balance nito. That's why we have to add 630,000. So, how much will be the total? It will become 900, okay, 30,000. Na ililess natin yan, okay, pag pinag-plus siya. Okay? Whatever is the balance is the what we call the NRV or the net realizable okay, value. Ayan. So how much is that? So 6 million minus 630,000 is equal to, parang mali, ulit, 6 million. Hindi pala 630 but rather minus 930,000, okay, is equal to 5,070,000. So that will be the answer to the second question, net realizable value. Tapos na. Now, let's move on with the second assumption. Okay? Ang sabi dito, assuming that 15% of the total receivable is uncollectible. Under assumption number 2, ang method na ginagamit ay percentage of receivable, which is a financial position approach that whatever is the answer is the required allowance balance. Ang ibig ko sabihin, okay, gawin na lang po ulit natin. Okay? Ang sabi dito, the base now is not the revenue but rather the receivable. So therefore, the accounts receivable of magkano nga? 6 million, okay, ang gagamitin natin. So 6 million. Okay? Multiply by ang rate ngayon ay 15%. So multiply by 15%. Okay? So what will be the answer? Okay? 6 million times 15% would be 900,000. Ano ngayon ang tawag dito? Will that be the doubtful accounts expense? The answer is no. That would be the required allowance. Okay? Balance. Ayan na yun. Saan ginagamit yung required allowance balance? So, diretso po natin sa pagkikwenta ng NRV. Ang sagot, doon na nga, sa net realizable value. In a sense na, yung accounts receivable, hindi naman yan babaguhin, 6 million kasi different assumption. Ililes mo ngayon yung allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay? Na basically, kung ano yung required allowance balance, yun yung ilalagay mo dyan. Okay? And whatever the answer is, that would be the net realizable value. Yun po yung significance, yun yung pagkakaiba nila. Okay, na pag pinag-minus mo sila, okay, the answer would be 5,100,000. So natapos ka na dun sa dun sa dun sa pangalawang requirement, to compute for the net realizable value. Pero syempre kinikwenta din natin yung nilalagay dun sa journal entry, which is yung doubtful accounts expense. Okay, paano po yun? Okay? So we have the required allowance balance. Ayan. Amounting to 900,000. Yan yung parang actually the required allowance balance is the same as the ending balance kasi yun yung nilagay mo dito. Okay, pero meron kang allowance for doubtful accounts. Allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay? Na basically that is the beginning balance. Yun pong given dito sa simula amounting to 300,000. Okay? Ang punto natin, dating 300, naging 900, the difference is 600,000. Yan yung itinaas. Therefore, yung pinagbago niya, that would be the doubtful accounts expense. Okay? Na basically, ito yung gagamitin natin sa paggagawa ng journal entries. Okay? Gawa natin ng journal entries yan. Okay? So, second assumption, dito na po tayo, number 2 kunyari yan. So, we have to debit the doubtful accounts expense, okay, amounting to 600,000 this time, okay, and we credit allowance for doubtful accounts, okay, amounting to 600,000 too. Explanation, doubtful accounts, okay, at year end. Ayan. That's it. Tapos na po yung ating entry at kahit yung second requirement. Okay? Sana po naiintindihan yung pagkakaiba ng dalawang approach. Now, pumunta na tayo dun sa pangatlo, which is yung mas komplikado. Okay? Yung aging of receivable. Ang sabi dito, the following are the composition of accounts receivable. Aging of accounts receivable has been used. Okay? Ibig sabihin ng composition, di ba yung balance ng receivable ay 6 million? Ngayon, hiniwa-hiwalay siya. Ito nga daw yung composition. Nilagyan siya ng edad. Kung 16 to 30 days, 31 to 45, whatever. Okay, so on and so forth. So total niyan, 6 million, yun pa rin yun. Okay? At pagkatapos, paglagyan mo ng edad, ang konsepto kasi ng aging, okay, bawat isa may kanya-kanyang percentage of collectibility or uncollectibility. In a sense na, pag mas matagal na yung receivable mo, mas malamang paglabo ng pagkakolekta mo sa kanya. Ang ibig kong sabihin, itong 61 to 75 days, 65% na lang yung makokolekta. Di ba? Estimate nila. Pero itong under 15 days, dahil bago pa lang, 90%, 96% yung collection probability. Okay? So yun yung concept ng aging. Na basically, ito yung pinakang maganda para sa akin. Okay? Doon sa tatlo. Kasi nga, mas maliwanag. Okay? Mas may konsepto. Okay? Ngayon, itong aging of receivable ay financial position approach din. In a sense na kung ano yung lalabas, okay, yun din yung required allowance balance. Okay? Para ma-appreciate yung sinasabi ko, gawin na lang natin. Okay? So una, nag-prepare na tayo ng aging table, okay? Ng aging schedule. So ito po 'yun kung paano siya ginagawa. Okay? So kaka-copy-paste mo lang kung ano po yung given, yan yung mga yan ano. Pero yung rate na ginamit ko dito, sa halip na yung collection probability, ginamit ko yung yung uncollectibility na. Ilang percent yung hindi makokolekta. I mean, kung 96%, 0.96, yung sa under 15 days, malamang yung difference, yung 4% yung hindi makokolekta. Again, kung 65% yung makokolekta, malamang 35% yung hindi na. Parang binaliktad ko. Para makwenta yung allowance. Okay? Actually, ang aging of receivable, okay, yung assumption number 3, ay para lang din naman yung percentage of receivable. Na minumultiply yung receivable dun sa certain rate. Okay? Pero ang pagkakaiba, mas dumami. So ngayon, mamultiply mo lang isa-isa tapos pagtapos ka na ito total mo para makwenta mo yung allowance balance. Okay? So gawin na lang po natin. So yun. So we have 3 million here. Okay? Multiply by 0.04. Okay? Tama ba? So yun. So we get 120,000. Okay? Then 2 million times 10%, that would be 200,000. Okay, 400,000 times 20%, that would be, okay, 80,000. Pero syempre, hindi naman ako magaling sa math. Gagamitin pa rin natin ng calculator yan. Okay? Okay, 300,000, yan, times 30%, that would be, okay, 90,000. So, sobra pa ako ng 0. Okay, so ulitan, times 0.3. So, 90,000. At yung kahulihan, okay, 300,000 times 0.35%, that would be 105,000. So, ang punto natin, iniisa-isa mo lang yan. Ganun lang kasimple rin naman yung aging. At pagkatapos mo, i-add mo siya. So, therefore, 120,000 plus 200,000, okay, plus 80,000, plus 90,000, plus 105,000, that would be 595,000. Okay? Ang tanong, ano ang tawag dyan? Ang sagot, required allowance balance. Okay? So therefore, kwentahin lang muna ulit natin yung NRV. In a sense na yung accounts receivable, okay, na ang balance ay magkano nga? Okay, ang sabi dito sa given, 6 million. Ayan. By the way, nandito rin pala. Maminus natin yung allowance, okay, for doubtful accounts na basically siya yung ending balance, di ba? Amounting to 595,000, okay, to get the what we call the net realizable value. Na basically siya yung valuation subsequently. Okay? So again, 6 million minus 595,000, that would be 5,405,000. Okay? Nasagot na natin yung second question, pero hindi pa natin nagagawa yung journal or yung adjusting entries. Okay? Paano po yun? So, simple lang. Okay? So, we have to get the required allowance balance na nga. Okay? Ayan. Which is Yun na ngang 595,000. And we have to compare with the allowance, okay, for doubtful accounts. Na basically siya yung beginning. So itong required, ito rin naman yung ending, di ba? So magkano nga ulit yung ating beginning balance? Ang sabi dito, 300,000. So katulad nung mga nauna, pataas pa din. So therefore, padagdag. Ang tanong, how much will be the difference? And that would be the doubtful accounts expense. Okay? How much is that? 295,000. So what will be the journal entry? Okay, napakasimple na nung entry dahil may computation na tayo. Okay? So we are going to debit doubtful accounts expense. Okay? Amounting to 295,000 kasi yun yung changes, di ba? And we are going to credit allowance, okay, for doubtful accounts. Ayan, amounting to 295,000. Explanation, doubtful accounts at year end. So kumbaga, okay, different scenario lang naman yan at hindi mo ginagamit, okay, ang mga yan sa iisang transaksyon. Nga lang nag-aaral pa tayo kaya isang problem, inassume natin doon sa tatlong magkakaibang method or approach kung paano sinusolve yung doubtful account. So sa tingin ko naman sa pagkakataong ito ay meron ka ng natutunan. So thank you.